Hey bestie, welcome back to my channel, my return of subbies. And if you're new, it's your favorite Southern Psychic, Lele in the building. And today we got another reading, so go ahead and get your drinkity drink, go get your snackety snack, and let's get it popping. Now, this message is going out to those who resonate with the energies of the black cat. So I'm hearing you didn't even realize that you had this kind of energy at one point. Like you always knew that you were different from other people. There's this energy of wanting to withdraw your energy from other folks or like to be a chameleon, right? You kind of have this ability to try to blend in to your environment and you don't really like a lot of eyes on you or a lot of attention. And like you always knew that you were peculiar, you were different. And also people knew this about you. That's the reason why at a young age people try to either typecast you or place some sort of like mirroring judgment onto you without really getting to know you deeper. And that's because you have this thing where you don't like to let a lot of people in, so it makes room for people to assume things about you. And so now this is the time period where spirit is saying and calling for you to tap into that black cat energy, okay? It's tapping into the shadow part of yourself and owning the fact that you're different, okay? And so with this black cat energy, it's definitely feeling like a chameleon. It's feeling like, it's different from the orange cat personality. The orange cat personality is a lot more like out there and it's a lot more outspoken and it's a lot more extroverted and happy-go-lucky. And although, yeah, you can have, emotions of happiness and stuff like that, but like there's just this inner, like, it's like this like darkness, okay? It's this sultry energy that you exude. You're very graceful in the way that you move. And that's the reason why like you always get a lot of attention on you, even though like you don't want that kind of attention, right? And so this message is coming through. The most important thing for you as a person with black cat energy is loyalty, right? And so, back in the day, I'm hearing like you went through phases where you were trying to find your place and like you were trying to find those who are just as loyal as you are. You're very loyal in your relationships, like you're all in kind of thing, right? And so it definitely feels like once you find your tribe or once you find your people or when you think you find somebody that, you resonate with, like you kind of would latch on to them. And like through that, you learned that, you're going to get your heart broken because not everybody carries that same intensity and love that you carry, okay? It just feels like you represent like this sacred garden, this sacred dark energy, right? That's encompassing, like your love is encompassing, right? And so I'm hearing this message come through that you've learned finally to like detach your energy. Like you're learning that you don't need people. People actually need you. That's what I'm hearing, okay? So this time period has been a time period of shadow work. We have shadow work coming through. We also have unseen allies coming through as well, followed by the spiritual baddie. Okay, so this is the time period where you really own who you are. You own this darker part of yourself, unapologetically, because a lot of times people can feel intimidated by this kind of energy, okay? Whenever you carry this black cat energy of an enigma is what you are, it's like you're really hard to figure out. That's how people view you, right? You're very mysterious. There's also something about your eyes that's coming through. It's very deep. It doesn't matter what color your eyes are. It's just like you have this deep glare is what I'm hearing. And so like you just have this ability to like draw people in or like draw your manifestations in like this black void is what I'm hearing. Okay, so this is a time period where you were in this kind of isolation period, not really talking to a lot of people, just reconnecting with yourself on a deeper level is what I'm hearing. And so through this time period, yeah, you've realized that like you don't need people as much as they need you, okay? Where before I feel like you felt like, the oddball, the odd duck, the person who couldn't find the one or couldn't find friends, you know what I'm saying? You were in this phase of shadow for a while, okay, with this hermit energy and the shadow work card, doing a lot of internal work and healing from relationships, from betrayals. Like I said, you're a very loyal person, and now you're starting to learn how to be loyal to yourself, okay? And it definitely this time period, whenever you spend time by yourself and you get time to really like, connect with who you are, and as Spirit saying, like, you're real quick now to discern whenever people are trying to misplaced judgment on you that's not true, okay? And so this time period with the Chariot, even if you look at this energy, she's stepping out onto the red carpet, okay? A star on the rise, right? So it's definitely feeling like those who are either the outcast or those who, it's almost like there's this flip of a script where like the odd duck becomes the popular loner is what I'm hearing here, okay? So that's what's happening with you, okay? You're coming out like stepping out into the spotlight finally, allowing yourself to be seen as this dark cat energy, okay? As this black cat energy that you are, okay? You know that when you walk into places, it's like there's this energy of like feeling everything. You're very empathic, right? So let's say you go to the grocery store and like you notice like a lot of people either staring at you or like you just feel the energies, you pick up the thoughts of other people is what I'm hearing. But like I said, like you finally learned to discern that like you are in your power now, okay? You are in your black cat energy this season, period. We have the Five of Wands in the reversal, which is definitely showing me, especially with the Ace of Swords. Like, there's no competition. There's just this energy coming through. Like, you're definitely in a league of your own is what I'm hearing. Because the Five of Wands in the upright, it is a competitive energy, right? And this is something that you've finally stepped away from to focus on yourself. I was asking Spirit, like, what is this Five of Wands energy in the reverse all about? This is about your past experience, because we have the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling like you were left out, feeling like you were the odd duck, or feeling like you were on the outskirts, outside looking in on things. Okay, and so for a while, there was this inner like depression and resentment for a while where it's like, why can't I find where I belong? And boo, that's because like you're meant to find where you belong. You're supposed to pave your own path, as this black cat energy is what Spirit's showing me, okay? And so as you continue to own this power and strengthen in yourself, Spirit wants me to remind you today that you are very strong. You are stronger than most people because you've had to do this on your own. You know, you didn't have a whole lot of people to lean back on. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that unseen allies. That shows me like these are the support teams that you had was in the spirit realm, okay? You're very much connected to something bigger than yourself. Okay, you're very psychic is what I'm hearing here. But yeah, with the Five of Pentacles, we also have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Swords. That's what I'm saying. Like third-party situations or just a lot of lessons learned through like friendships and relationships. Okay, like I said, your loyalty was tested, and that's the reason why you had to pull your energy back with the Hermit energy to go heal. Okay, and so because you've done this healing work, now it's your time to shine. Now it's your time to go Super Saiyan. Now is your time to really exude your power, okay, unbridledly, period. Okay, so yeah, the truth is that it's no competition. You finally found clarity about yourself and your path is what Spirit's showing me here. It's like you went through this time period of the shadow work where a lot of people were wondering, like, where are you? What you got going on? Like, people didn't really know what was going on with you. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to know your business. I'm hearing you're very private in that regard. Like, you don't want to, like, reveal so much to people because you've known in the past, like, people used that to take advantage of you, right? Used it against you, right? So when you would either open up to people in the past, like, you noticed, like, people would start talking and it's like you couldn't trust people is what I'm hearing. And so finally you learned how to, like, be discerning on who you could trust and who you could value with certain information. Okay, so this has been the time period of reevaluation and discernment in relationships, definitely. And now it's almost like people feel like they just can't figure you out now. You're more of an enigma. You might have been a little bit more of an open book when you were younger. Like I said, like you wanted to fit in, you wanted to belong, and so you would overshare when you were younger, and like you'd learn the hard way. Like I said, like you can't trust everybody with certain information. And so now you're starting to honor yourself. You're stepping into your shadow and you're like honoring your emotions and learning how to be your own best friend. All right, we have conjunction empowerment coming through. Yes, this is a time period of empowerment that you have been going through, boo. Okay, so everything that you've gone through has made you more resilient. Like I said, Spirit wanted me to reiterate to you today that you are very strong. You're stronger than most people. It's like people could not fathom walking a mile in your shoes because you were built different. We also have Uranus, the revolution, okay? It's Aquarius energy. It's about breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, okay? So it's about originality, inventive energy, genius energy, okay? So definitely there's something that's happening with you where you're having this wake-up call is what I'm hearing here, okay? And also another thing coming through is like there's something that's shifted about you that people are noticing as well, okay? We do have Libra coming through, the idealist, harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, right? So this is what it's giving, okay? It's definitely giving this energy of like you're more socially aware of things, okay? And so definitely this message coming through, Spirit's saying that like you know where you stand in situations now. You know where you stand with people. Like it's come to a point like you give people the same energy. I'm hearing you're learning how to like match energy. Like for example, let's say that you're trying to be friends with somebody and like they're not even reaching out to you. They're not trying to give you the time of day. They're not, you know, you used to break over backwards for people and you're no longer breaking over backwards for people. You're just in this energy of energy matching. Like, okay, you ain't gonna call me, I ain't gonna call your ass either. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy it's given. That's very sexy. Like because, you know, before I feel like this thirsty energy with you where you were just like desperate for, you know, recognition or desperate to be seen and heard, right? And now it's got to a point where you're realizing like not everybody deserves to hear you. Not everybody deserves your energy, period. And we have Capricorn, the boss. Yes, this is serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic. This is what it's given. Like, you're coming more into this, like, realistic energy where you're, like, realizing, like, taking off those rose-colored glasses in relationships and realizing that you are the prize, right? And so definitely your energy is valuable, as is Black Cat energy that you exude, boo. Like I said, like the reason why it's like, okay, so the black cat, you know, it was always typecast is what I'm hearing, like in society, you know, mainstream society says black cats are bad luck, but the truth is in pagan tradition, black cats are actually good luck, okay? And so, yeah, you're learning how, yeah, look, seventh house relating, okay? Like I was talking about this whole time, there is this shift in the way that you're relating with other people now, okay? People are noticing that you're not coming to the gathering, you're not answering your phone as quickly, right? And it's because your time is valuable, period. You don't have time to sit there and waste it on people who either misconstrue you, typecast you just because you got that black cat energy, period. People like to judge what they don't understand, and I think that you're starting to realize that there's just something about like your intelligence level, like you just see beyond what people grasp is what I'm hearing here, okay? And so yeah, you know, that could have also been something else that made you feel like, you know, alone or whatever, because it's hard to find people to relate to, okay? And I just want to say, boo, you got a community over here on Nene's channel. So, you know, this is a whole community full of people just like you. Okay. So we also have opposition, balance coming through, relates, mirrors. What was I saying? You're like mirroring back to people the same energy. That's what it is. It's got some people feeling a little bit salty because they thought you were always going to be there, is what I'm hearing. And like now you're just in your own vibe. You're like literally vibing with yourself now. Okay. It is so beautiful. Okay. It's definitely given that main character energy where you're in the grocery store and you just start dancing by yourself, not caring what other people think. You'll say you're just in your own groove, right? That's what it's given. Bottom of the deck, yeah, we have Chiron healing in the first house. Yes, we have Chiron coming through. It says healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development. Yeah, this is a season of you, okay? And your own personal development, okay? And definitely this time period, it definitely feels like Spirit wants you to continue to get comfortable in your own skin. It's like learning how to adapt to the new skin of this like black cat energy, right? It's like stepping into that shadow and moving. It's like this fluidity energy that you're starting to step into, okay? Underneath that, we have the first house of self. So this is something that you are currently healing, is your ego, is the way that you're dressing as well. You might be attracted more to the color black lately, more mysterious energy coming through. What did I just say? You're healing your ego, okay, with the ego energy. So definitely this is the reason why you had to pull your energy away. And I feel like some people, you know, they were used to either you running back to them or answering that phone call, like I said, but like you're just in this energy of you're changing it up. You're changing the trajectory. You're going to do the inner shadow work, the healing work, okay? Ooh. Oh gosh, here we go. We have spiritual hate or hates on your spirituality, light, magic, and power. This is what I'm saying. Somebody who has this black cat energy, you're going to naturally get people who misunderstand you, right? They want to label it as, oh, that's the devil, or oh, that's evil, or, you know, it's taboo. Like you're learning how to own the taboo parts of yourself. This is so beautiful. You've been doing a lot of inner healing shadow work in regards to healing what people have like deemed as either untrustworthy or like just what they don't understand. They want to sit there and judge automatically, right? Another thing we have coming through is that love triangle energy. So like I said, in regards to your partnerships, okay, learning that certain people are not as loyal as you, okay? And so this has been a time period of healing and learning like discernment. Okay, if somebody's not answering me, I need to go live my best life. You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody sits there and puts me in a third party situation, like, you know, just like read the fine print with people. Like that's what you're learning. People who betrayed you though, like they're feeling this. I didn't bring this up again. It was in yesterday's reading too, but yes, they're still in love with you, the one that popped in your head. This energy's been coming up a lot, especially with this like Venus retrograde we're going through currently. And I feel like as a psychic, like I said, as that black cat energy that you carry, you're very intuitive, like a black void, like I said earlier, like you draw in energies. And that even, it's in regards to like people's thoughts and stuff like that. So you pick up on people's thoughts. And this is like an energy you've been trying to like pull yourself away from because you got a lot of healing to do, you know what I'm saying? And so definitely this vibe coming through, like, you know the truth of the matter, you know the truth of the situation. I'm also hearing like somebody's regretting what they did to you because they can't find nobody else like you. I told you got that black cat energy, boo. Bankrupt, and that's part of their karma, is being bankrupt without you, okay? Wherever you go, you bring the blessings. That is I'm hearing that's the secret of the black cat energy, is that you're actually a walking blessing, okay? The shadow dancer, okay? And so as you embody yourself and you learn how to love yourself and to not see yourself as fragmented, but coming back to the wholeness, the holiness of yourself, okay? Spirit's saying like you're coming back to yourself, period. And some people are starting to realize that like you were the one that got away, period. Jackpot! Look, wherever you go, you bless people is the message. Spirit wants me to remind you today that you are the one who brings the blessings, okay? And so, like I said, with that bankrupt energy, somebody went bankrupt the moment that they sat there, either cheated on you, lied to you, okay? put other things before you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are the walking blessing. And that's the reason why you care so much. That's the reason why you're so emotional. I'm here, there's something that's so healing, and it's like a good luck charm. The fact that you're very in tune the way that you are, because you can spot things out, you know what I'm saying? You have that ability to like spot things out with your intuition. You're so connected. And so like you can warn people of danger. That's another thing I'm hearing as well. Like, you try to warn people when they don't want to listen. Okay. That's another thing you had to learn. Like I said, learning how to match energy. Like, okay, they don't want to listen. You know, if they're not going to be receptive to me, I need to not toss pearls to swine, is what I'm hearing. And so because you're finally learning how to heal your ego and learn to be more of an independent black kitty cat, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be abundant in this, okay? So redirecting all that energy you poured into other people is being poured back to yourself. You know, let certain people continue to hate and think what they want to think, because you are on the road to success, period. Oh my God. Boo. Bottom of the deck, we have divination, abuser, and crying over you. Yes, somebody can't let you go is what's coming through here. And I'm definitely here to do some energy cord cutting, because it's just too little too late. We have into you and stalker. Yeah, somebody is into you. They've been stalking you heavily, stalking your energy. And I know that you know this. Like, you don't really need a reader to tell you this, because you're very psychic. But Spirit, I don't know why this is coming up. Let's get some more and see like what's going on here. Yeah, we have freedom coming through. You have finally set yourself free. I'm just seeing this butterfly, or it's like, you know, you're finally like taking flight this season is what's coming through here. You're finally setting yourself free from these heartbreaking situations to go heal. Truth and reconciliation, dude. Oh my God. So we have truth and reconciliation. Somebody wants to admit some truths to you. That's what it is. Okay. So this time period, you're learning how to love yourself. You're setting yourself free, but some people feel trapped because they still got a lot of explaining to do, is what I just heard. Okay. Why is this energy coming through? Ooh, I can't even deal. You know why? It's because you're unattainable. It's because you're an enigma. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. You are an enigma. You are unattainable. You are unreachable. Like I said, you're matching the energy. It's like, oh, you want to be unavailable? I'll be unavailable, right? And so that's what it is. It's coming back around, okay? So some people have some truth they want to admit to you, okay? And they're wanting to reconcile with you is what's coming through here, okay? Transformation. What did I say? The butterfly. I was feeling the butterfly energy. This is what has happened with you, okay? And so you're handling situations differently, right? You're not being overly emotionally reactive in situations. You're being more discerning. You're, you know, reading the fine print with people, especially if they're coming back around or whatever, trying to quote unquote explain themselves. The thing is that people got some certain karma whenever they did you dirty, because like I said, you're just this blessing. You're a natural healer. You're a blessing, okay? You bring intuitive insights to all of your relationships. And some people took that for granted, okay? People took you for granted. And so this is a time period where you stretch your wings and you prepare to fly, okay? Because you have become the butterfly, period. Okay? So let's get a pop and see some more. Let's get some of these. No, let's get some of these. I do want to say, this is no sponsorship, but I just recently found these energy drinks. It's called Bloom Sparkling Energy. And it's got like a bunch of natural stuff in it. Like, it don't have like a bunch of toxic stuff in it, but it also helps like support a good mood. And I've really noticed a difference in my mood whenever I drink these. But anyways, let's get a pop and see some more. Yeah, you're the cat that got away. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody tried to domesticate you is what I'm hearing. You had people try to domesticate you, okay? That's what it was. As this black cat, like I said, at a younger age, you really wanted to belong somewhere. So you would sit there and sacrifice aspects of yourself to fit in, whether it was in friendship groups or in relationships, right? I'm hearing that Mariah Carey song, Butterfly. Okay, so I'll link that information down in the comment section if you've never heard that song, but that's literally what it's giving. Look, we have the dark moon, the void. Look, this is a time period. It's like right before the new moon is the dark void moon, right? And it represents like what we're releasing right before the new beginning. And this is what you've been in the process of doing, okay? This is not an easy path. This has been a very strong path that you're taking, because it takes a very strong individual to face their fears, face their demons, right? To face themselves and admit like where you're tripping up. And that's what you've been in the process of doing. Like, you want to be better for the next relationship is what I'm hearing here. That's what you've been healing. Yes, full moon power. Boo. You are in your full divine Lilith power is what I'm hearing, boo. Congratulations. Congratulations for saying no to that person. Good job on telling people no, showing them the door, okay? Speaking up, speaking your truth is another message I'm hearing here as well. It definitely feels like people have tried to get you out of integrity in situations, right? Where it's like running back to that ex or running back to that toxic situation or trying to save that person, right? Who didn't ask for saving or whatever. I'm hearing you're letting people drown whenever they're putting themselves in situations. Like, some people don't want to be saved. Some people don't want a lifeboat. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. What did I say? Discernment. This is what you've been learning, is discernment in all of your relationships. Good job. I'm proud of you, boo. And we have the supermoon attraction. Okay, it's when the moon is closest to the earth. Okay, it's a time period of attracting beautiful things and resistance. So what's happened is that you're getting blessed because you push past the resistance, learning discernment. Okay, what is yours and what is not yours, right? The opinions of other people and what they have to say, and people wanting to push certain narratives onto you versus like, what is your truth? What is your narrative, right? And the truth of you is that you are powerful, okay? And you're not going to let anybody fragment you ever again, okay? People had you fragmented. You're coming back to your wholeness, period. Underneath that, we have purity, the snow moon. So with the purity card, this is all about like your intentions have always been pure. This is the reason why this is going to be a time period of blessings. Like I said, we saw that jackpot energy, okay? So stay pure in your heart of hearts. You know, making decisions out of integrity is what I'm hearing here as well. And boo, I'm telling you, you keep on following the next right steps and you're attracting big things, period, okay? Let's get a pop and get some final advice. I don't even know what we're going to be titling this reading. It was just about the black cat energy because that's who you are, right? So I guess the black cats needed to hear this message here. You're very intuitive. You already know the truth of situations. You don't need the closure. You don't need the apology is what I'm hearing, because you know how people feel. You know that people are living in regret for what they did to you because you're a gem, right? All right, boo. Spirit, what final advice do you have for my spiritual black cats in the building? We have the sage. Ooh, it says harmony, acceptance, and patience. So as the sage, this is definitely giving me that hermit Virgo energy. You could have Virgo in your chart for some of you guys. It's giving, okay, but I'm seeing that word acceptance, coming into acceptance of your power. Okay, so I'm hearing that like as a sage or a shaman, usually like you go through the trial by fire, right? You have to be purged from the ego and purged from the things that were limiting you, breaking away from the shackles is what I'm hearing. And so this is what you've been in the process of doing. And now the baton is being passed to you as the sage, as the guru, as the teacher, right? That's who you're supposed to be. Okay, so you are a natural sage, a natural healer. And this is a time period of claiming this power, okay? Let's get one more card. It's like, this is you. I'm hearing that it's not about chasing anything or waving, you know, being loud or anything like that. It's about being patient and still and allowing those who are meant to come into your life to come to you, right? You're not meant to chase things. Things are supposed to come to you, right? Like I said, you're that void, you're that black void, okay? And so allow yourself to encompass this energy of this power, okay? This dark moon energy is what it's giving. I'm also hearing, go look where you have Lilith in your astrology chart, okay? And we have visionary, confidence, passion, and self-worth, period. Yeah, exactly. This whole reading. This has been a time period of healing your confidence and your self-esteem and your self-worth. And knowing as a visionary, boo, you got to have self-confidence to have a vision and bring it to life. That's what you're doing. You're bringing your vision to life, finally. Underneath that, we have prosperity. What did I say? You're attracting some big things. There's something about the color yellow coming through for you, okay? Representing gold, finances, okay? It says wealth, contentment, and abundance. Okay, that's what you're attracting, is prosperity, okay? So keep your vision high. Keep focusing on things that matter to you, building your vision, building your empire is what I'm hearing here as well. Okay, boo. So that's the reading I have for you, darling. I send you so much love. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out. Until next time, you have a blessed, wonderful day. Ta-ta.